Nantucket is a vacation destination that is legendary. Its beaches, natural beauty, history, and culture have drawn people here from all over the world for generations. The thing that is truly unique about Nantucket is its sense of community and the people who call it home. Too many Nantucketers are finding it a real struggle just to survive, and the expensive isolation increasingly hard to endure. There are many local nonprofits on hand to provide assistance to those in need, but those very same nonprofits are finding themselves in need. The Community Foundation for Nantucket exists to support the Nantucket community. We do this in many ways, by providing direct financial assistance to local nonprofits that apply for grants, by matching donors who care with causes that matter to them on Nantucket, and assisting in many ways that are not financial. The Foundation is committed to providing all the resources it can to really make a difference. You'll hear from 3 year-round Foundation trustees and learn more about several of the local nonprofits the Foundation was able to support.
One of the most important aspects that makes the Community Foundation unique is that it is able to take a global view of what's going on in Nantucket. It doesn't focus on just one need or one issue. It can assess what's going on the island 24/7, year-round, and gather resources and apply those resources to help combat those issues or those challenges that Nantucket and Nantucketers are facing.
We're a gathering point. We help to connect people who care with causes that matter to them. And that is something that nobody else on the island does.
These past couple of years, with the recession and all, it has been very, very difficult. And particularly for those who need the food, the rental assistance program, and many other things that go on in regular life. People losing jobs, people unable to get jobs. It's been very, very tough, and it's been a very, very slim time.
The Community Foundation has in the past generously given us grants to help us run the operation, particularly this year with the economy being so difficult on the island. They secured an anonymous donor who agreed to match up to a certain amount, I think it was $5,000, any donations which we received through the program. They did all the advertising, they put the ads in the paper, and through their effort we were able to secure more funding than the anonymous donor, and we could not have survived without them.
The initial phone call where they said she might have rheumatoid arthritis was really shocking. I was sort of taken aback and thought, what? How could she have rheumatoid arthritis? But in the 6 months of us getting into a pediatric rheumatologist and getting a diagnosis, we were pretty sure that that had to be the only thing that it could be.
A travel fund for Nantucket is relevant and necessary because we're an island. And everybody who lives here knows getting back and forth to the mainland is expensive. It's difficult, costly. And when you're dealing with a medical emergency, and all of these funds are strictly for medical issues, to be able to have the travel costs taken away so that they can focus on their medical condition helps not just in the treatment, but it helps with their pocketbook and their whole disposition.
We got assistance through the Andrew Holgate Fund, which helped to reimburse for the travel expenses for us to get Tori up to Boston. And we used it for both some of her pediatric visits, which we see a doctor at Children's Hospital, and also the various different MRIs that we've had to have, and getting her up. At one point they thought the arthritis had affected her heart as well, so we've had to have MRIs of her heart as well.
A couple of years ago, the fund was getting dangerously low. In fact, we had to cut back the allocation per person. And the Community Foundation helped donate to the fund to keep it solvent. As I said, it's an extremely important fund, and the appreciation for Nantucket Community Foundation, I don't know the words. It's appreciated by me and by the families.
It would have been very stressful if we hadn't had the fund to help us get up to Children's Hospital. We probably would not have gone to the hospital as often as the doctors would have liked to see.
The Literacy Volunteers at the Atheneum is an organization that a few of us started about 5 years ago. We started out with about 10 people, 10 prospective students who dropped in at the Atheneum basement 5 years ago, and it immediately went to steady weekly classes in January of 10 to 15 people. We, within weeks, had to add an intermediate class to our beginner class, and by that spring we probably had 60 people who were being tutored one-on-one.
But I want to learn proper English. I want to write, I want to read without difficult. I can say that a couple of days ago I passed my test for citizenship, which is great, and I think my English is good, or pretty good. It was easy to take our test for citizenship because we learn our English here. So we improved our English here.
But without the help of the Community Foundation, our program really would not be held together. I mean, they give us the ability to have a coordinator that gives us a cohesiveness that we really wouldn't have the funds for otherwise. I mean, it's essential. And I think that's what's so wonderful about what the Community Foundation does, is they find these organizations that really can't make it without some extra help.
The Community Foundation would not be able to help Nantucket without the support of its donors. They have the confidence in us that we know where the most significant needs are, and they have given us the support that we need in order to help.
The Nantucket community is a wonderfully diverse community. There are summer people, as we are, and we utilize the facilities and the resources of the community. And it's terribly important, I believe, for summer people to invest in this community, which is small and very easy to impact, but you've got to be generous to do so.
Yeah, the year-round people keep the community going, and we want to support things that also support us in the summer, but support the community year-round in the winter.
We set up a donor-advised fund because the Community Foundation for Nantucket knows where the greatest needs are on the island and can help us most effectively channel our money to where it's needed most.
We have had a donor-advised fund in communities where we lived for some years, so we were familiar with how it worked, and it has a lot of advantages.
I've used my advised fund for many years. It helps me budget my the money that I give away to the community, and it's a good management tool for me.
The slogan of the Community Foundation is, "We make it easy to care for Nantucket." My husband and I are counting on the Community Foundation for Nantucket to do just that, help us take care of Nantucket.
In the coming years, many more Nantucketers may need the support of our local nonprofits, and the Community Foundation for Nantucket will be here to help them. The foundation will also continue to monitor the island's most significant needs, which may be very different tomorrow than they are today, so that those of you who want to support the island can do so through us, with the knowledge that your contribution will truly make a difference. It's different on Nantucket. You can feel it the minute you step on the island. It's the people that make it special, and the Community Foundation is here for the long haul. We make it easy to care for Nantucket, and we need your help.
There's no higher calling than serving people.
One of the great benefits of the Community Foundation is that they're an island organization whose donors and whose recipients know and love the island.
I know almost everything about political life in this world. So to live in America for me means to live and breathe freedom everywhere.